My name is Jim Hall and grew up out at the New area. Live on the same farm that I grew up on. Went off to school after high school and didn't last long. Came back and still live on the same farm where I grew up. I have two kids, two teenage kids, so stayed very busy with them, and they both rodeo, so they're going all over the place. Also, Farm Bureau insurance agent for 23 years now here in Old Mulgee, have an office in Old Mulgee and Henrietta. Just a real kid that came back to his roots. Well, if you count my parents, grew up on East Central Lines, grew up out in the rural area. When I came back from Stillwater, lived in town here for a minute while I was waiting on a farm to come up out there right by where I lived. I knew that's where I wanted to be. So been on East Central Lines with my own meter, my own membership for pushing 30 years now, 25 years probably. I am currently a member on the board, been on the board for about 8 years now, from District 6, which is for anyone not familiar with that, it's kind of the southwestern portion. I have really enjoyed my time on the board, and until you're this active in this organization, you probably don't realize what all it takes. I'm a consumer just like everyone else, and before my interest in being on the board, I'd walk in the house or walk into the shop and flip a switch and expect the lights to come on. And for a long time, that was probably the extent of my knowledge of East Central. I always knew it was a great place to work. Had a great reputation in the community and the surrounding areas. I always knew they'd take care of you if you ever needed them. They were Johnny on the spot. But other than that, it was I probably had a limited knowledge until I became active on the board. I'm the first director to ever receive the Director Gold, just a series of education that starts with the first core classes that every director takes their first 3 years, and then beyond that, everything is optional. So I fell in love with it. I didn't realize what all it took to flip that switch and the lights come on. How big of a system locally, statewide, nationally, where all of that comes from. It's been great, and of course, since then we've ventured off into the fiber to the home, the broadband. Our members wanted it, and we responded. We were one of the first few co-ops in the state to jump on, and it's been great. COVID kind of pushed the need for it, I think. We might have went at a little slower pace, but when COVID hit and we needed that in the home for people who had to work from home, for kids who were being educated from home, that really lit a fire under us, and we made it happen. It took a 5-year project and shortened it to under 4 years. Very proud of all that, very proud of the co-op. I've always been a consumer, just like everyone else. And East Central has some of the lowest rates among cooperatives, the 26, I believe it is, cooperatives statewide. And we're very competitive with your municipalities, your investor-owned utilities, bigger in the cities and towns and stuff. So I always put myself in that consumer spot. I have to pay those bills just like everybody else. So very proud of the fact that we can keep our rates low. And there's a lot more to that than what you think. Safety, reliability, and affordability is in that order. We want all of our employees and all of our people wanting to be safe and come home every night. But 2, reliability. Look at this last Father's Day storm. We had everybody back on in 48 hours from our first phone call in the middle of the night. 48 hours later, we were back up. Everyone was back up and going. We saw on the news people were without power for pushing 10 days. So very proud of where we are, where we've come from, where we are now. The fiber, I believe it is what electricity was to our members 85 years ago when we found it. It was basically a necessity. So we met that challenge. Wrapping that up, I think we're going to see more to come on that, reaching out to maybe some non-members and helping them. As far as the future goes, gosh, solar, home solar, electric vehicles, it's all coming at us, I mean, hard and fast. So we have to keep an eye on that. We have to see how that's going to affect our grid, our system, our members. So really looking forward to some of those things that are right around the corner that we need to be on top of. That's probably our immediate future. Long term, whatever our membership needs is what the co-op is going to be there for. If it was electricity, then it's fiber. Maybe it's a solar panel on every home. I don't know. But whatever our members need is what I feel like the cooperative is going to listen to and respond to. I would like to say that I am the only candidate from District 6. I feel like I have earned the trust of my fellow members in that part of our system, and I greatly appreciate that. I want to thank everyone who came on to watch these videos and who's going to come to the annual meeting and vote and take a part in this, in this system. It is a democratic system, and I think that's great. I want to thank everybody that is running. That just shows their interest in their cooperative. We started the drive-in a few years ago, and I think it's great. We've had a quorum the last 3 years. It's a great way to get even more people involved. Either way, this cooperative is strong. Its members are involved, and no matter how it shakes out, we're gonna stay strong and keep moving forward. My name is Jim Hall, and I'm the current Board of Trustee member from District 6. And I want to thank everybody for coming and watching these videos, taking an interest in the candidates. I am the only candidate for District 6, but I will be on the ballot, but there'll only be one choice. I encourage everyone to come out to the annual meeting. If you just drive through and vote and get your packets and all that, that's great. It's a great way to get in and out fast. I'd love to see everyone come to the in-person meeting. You learn a lot about your cooperative, even more than what's just in the packet. But if you have time, please come out and say hi.